The 4th of July, a day for celebration, for barbecues, for friends and family gathered together under a sky bursting with color. For 8-year-old Emma, it was supposed to be magical, but this year things were different. Her family had just moved to a new town a few weeks ago, and the boxes in the living room were a constant reminder that this wasn't home yet. From her small backyard, she could hear the world celebrating without her. The sizzle of burgers on a grill next door, the splash of a cannonball into a pool on the other side, and the happy squeals of children playing games she wasn't invited to. It felt like a giant party, and she was the only one left off the guest list. The sounds were a symphony of fun, but to Emma, they were just noise that amplified her own silence. She sat on the back steps, her chin resting in her hands, watching the sun dip below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. Her parents were inside, busy unpacking another set of kitchen supplies. They tried to make the day special with hot dogs and red, white, and blue popsicles, but it wasn't the same. It was the laughter, the shared secrets, the feeling of belonging that she missed. A lump formed in her throat. She felt like a tiny, forgotten boat in a vast, sparkling ocean of people. Loneliness was a heavy blanket on this warm summer evening. Each burst of laughter from a neighboring yard felt like a small pinch to her heart. She was surrounded by joy, yet completely untouched by it. As dusk settled in, the first fireworks shot into the sky, a single whistle followed by a crackling boom. It blossomed into a glittering golden willow, its tendrils weeping towards the earth. Emma gasped. It was beautiful. Another followed, a vibrant red peony that painted the darkness for a fleeting moment. Then a blue one and a green one, a cascade of shimmering jewels against the velvet night. The sky was alive, a breathtaking canvas of light and sound. But as she watched, the beauty was tinged with a deep sadness. What was the point of seeing something so amazing if there was no one to share it with? No one to turn to and say, "Wow, did you see that one?" No one to ooh and ah with. Each magnificent explosion felt a little emptier than the last. The fireworks were like secrets she was forced to keep, beautiful but lonely. She pulled her knees to her chest, the vibrant display in the sky reflecting as tiny, lonely stars in her tear-filled eyes. Her dad came out and sat beside her on the steps. He wrapped an arm around her small shoulders. "It's quite a show, isn't it, sweetie?" he asked softly. Emma just nodded, unable to speak past the lump in her throat. He seemed to understand. He didn't press her. Instead, he just sat with her, his presence a quiet comfort. After a few moments of watching the sky together, he said, "You know, Emma, sometimes when we feel the most alone, that's when we need to remember we never truly are. The Bible tells us in Matthew 28-20, and surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. God is with us, right here, right now." He gave her a gentle squeeze. Even when we can't see our friends, he's the friend who never leaves. His words settled in her heart. After her dad went back inside, Emma grabbed the soft fleece blanket from the patio chair and wrapped it around herself. It felt like a hug. She looked up at the dazzling sky, at the fireworks that continued their relentless, beautiful dance. She closed her eyes and whispered a prayer, her voice barely audible above the distant booms. "God," she began, her little heart pouring out its sadness. "I feel so lonely. Everyone has friends and I don't have anyone. My dad says you're always with me, if that's true. Can you be my friend tonight? I just don't want to be alone anymore." She opened her eyes, a single tear tracing a path down her cheek, glittering in the intermittent light of the fireworks. Just then, a different sound cut through the noise of the celebration. A friendly voice, "Hey, over here." Emma turned towards the fence that separated her yard from the one with the loud, happy music. 3 kids about her age were standing there waving. One of them, a boy with a baseball cap, called out again, "Do you want to come watch the fireworks with us? We've got snacks." Emma's eyes widened. She looked from their smiling faces back towards her empty house, then back to them. A girl with pigtails held up a giant bag of potato chips and grinned. "My mom said we can share." Without a second thought, Emma scrambled to her feet. "Yeah, I'd love to." She ran to the gate, her heart suddenly feeling light as a feather. They welcomed her into their backyard, a place that just minutes ago had seemed like a fortress of exclusion. Now it was a haven. They offered her a can of soda and a handful of chips. They made room for her on their big picnic blanket, and suddenly she wasn't alone anymore. "Oh, look at that one!" The boy in the cap shouted, pointing at a firework that exploded into a shower of crackling silver. "Wow," Emma yelled along with them, her voice joining the chorus of oohs and ahs. They all laughed as a firework fizzled out with a funny squeak instead of a boom. The loneliness that had clung to her all evening evaporated into the night air, replaced by the warmth of new friendship. She was sharing snacks, sharing laughter, and sharing the wonder of the fireworks. By the end of the night, Emma knew all their names: Leo, Maya, and Sam. They talked about school, their favorite video games, and what they wanted to be when they grew up. They discovered they all loved the same kind of ice cream and thought the green fireworks were the best. As the grand finale lit up the entire sky in a breathtaking, rapid-fire succession of color and light, Emma wasn't just watching. She was part of something. She was surrounded by new friends, their faces all turned upward, glowing in the brilliant flashes from above. The empty feeling in her chest was gone, filled to the brim with happiness. This 4th of July, which had started with such sadness, had turned into one of the best nights of her life. So if you ever find yourself feeling lonely, especially on a day when it seems like the whole world is celebrating without you, remember Emma's story. Remember that you are never ever truly alone. God is always with you, a constant friend in the quiet moments. And sometimes when you reach out to him, he answers in the most unexpected ways, maybe with a wave over a fence, an invitation from a neighbor, or a simple act of kindness that changes everything. He can send you the company you need, right when you need it most. So hold on to hope. Your own sparkle party might be just one prayer away. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories of hope.